Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Coffee and Cannoli podcast. This is a follow-up to the last episode where we did our favorite games based on DC Comics. This time we're going to the other end of the spectrum and we are doing our favorite games based on Marvel properties. With me once again, we have Campo off to the side over here and Putty Man right below.
How did I get in on the bottom?
Hail, the gang's all here.
Well, no, we're missing muscles.
I know, I just wanted to say it, okay?
So the gang's not all here.
Well, some of the gang's here.
Well, most of the important ones, at least. Don't let Caps hear that. Do you think he'll even watch this?
No. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. He's not one to watch his own art.
Right? Well, he's not in this one, so he may watch it.
He may watch it.
Shout out to Muscles, the Sauce Mouse.
Marinara.
Mr. Marinara. So with that out of the way, we are going to start our list. And Putty, I'm going to have you start.
All right. Number 5 is going to be the controversial one. It is Caps with Deadpool and X-Men Origins Wolverine.
I was going to say, is every entry going to be Deadpool?
No, this is not. No. This is. I'm going to just be straight up. This is not controversial.
No, Deadpool is a half decent game.
X-Men Origins Wolverine is a great game.
Is a great game.
I know.
Should be higher.
Well,
it's his favorites. We're all going favorites here.
Yep.
But Putty's going to be like number 5, Deadpool on the PS3. Number 4, Deadpool on the Xbox 360.
They literally have PS3, PS4, and they only had PS3 and PS4. But I've got both copies.
And PC.
I would love to get an Xbox 360 copy. I'm so stupid for not buying one at the chance, and apparently they're very expensive now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
More expensive than the PS4, PS5 versions, I guess?
Yeah, I think they're like the same.
I have a PS3 copy.
I have the PS3 and PS4. That's the two I have. Sorry.
Anyways, don't judge my list based on my list because it's just my favorites.
Yeah.
Got to catch them all. Marvel's number one hero.
Pokemon?
Is it me?
Mm-hmm.
Am I next?
Gandalf.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gandalf.
James Gandolfini. All right. My number 5 is Marvel vs. Capcom, the series.
Even Infinite?
Yeah, I was going to say, really?
Why not?
Infinite?
It just let it be.
Okay.
I can't be choosy. You know what I mean?
No, I understand.
Got to catch them all.
My number 5 is also Caps. Without Spider-Man series on the PS4, but I also have it tied with the Punisher on Sega Genesis.
I mean, in terms of favorites, I gotta admit I had a lot of thoughts about Punisher. This list was a lot harder to make, I think.
Yeah.
It was harder but easier because
it was easier that I knew my favorites, but then there were so many that I was like, oh, but I love this game.
This was such a great game, yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
Who is it? Putty?
It is Putty.
Okay, my number 4 is X-Men Mutant Apocalypse on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Oh, I love that game.
All right, so
That's good.
I'm going to join in on your X-Men fun here. I have a Caps. I have X-Men, The Clone Wars, and X-Men Arcade. Clone Wars, again, strange name because it's Star Wars. One of the games that in the same era as the Justice League game from the other video that I rented so many times that I might as well have just bought the game. I probably rented it like 13 times and beat the game every time. It was a very hard game.
That was a very good game. I like the second stage where you're going up to Sentinel, then you have to go into the Sentinel's mouth, and which transitions very well into my number 4, and that's X-Men and X-Men 2 Clone Wars for the Sega Genesis.
Yay!
I had to put the first one on there because that game, before the internet, had that mojo level where you had to actually physically press restart on your console.
Also way too hard of a game.
Well, it's funny. When I was looking at the games, the old games, and I put the Mutant Apocalypse on my list, it was so hard for me to choose. But what made me, I like both the Genesis and the Super Nintendo versions, but Psylocke. I love being able to play
Psylocke.
No. Yeah, but that honestly, that was my go-to character.
I love Psylocke. Oh,
yeah, because that was the game where it just threw you in the game. There were no opening credits.
Wait,
like it's that.
There was Nightcrawler, there was Psylocke, there was Wolverine,
and Cyclops,
and I think Storm. I think you can unlock Storm at some point, or Colossus
after the second level.
Yeah. Anyways, the first one was way too hard for me.
Yeah. But it's just like I said, before the internet,
The
like
reset.
the computer. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Reset the computer. You know how many times I've died until I randomly came across in one of those old tips and tricks magazines.
Yeah, like a Game Fact magazine.
And see, this was so hard of a list because there's so many games my honor mentions I wanted to put on the list. I was like, crap, Marvel did really good with their games, man.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You know what we should do? We should finish the list.
Yes, yeah, let's do absolutely. That. Putty, you're number 3.
All right, my number 3 is Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Just in general. Yeah, I like them all.
Okay, well, I'm going to jump right on your back here, so I hope you can hold me up because I have the whole series of Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Whereas my number 3 is Caps between X-Men Origins Wolverine and more recently the Guardians of the Galaxy game.
I still love it. I don't know. Again, so hard to make this list. I'm telling you, man.
Mine's a top 10 because everything's Caps. But
I had to go raw favorites. That's how I.
Yeah.
It's so hard, dude. Because like you're going through stuff, and I still have games I mentioned. You guys have mentioned. I'm like, I'm waiting for it to be mentioned because I love them so much, and they're not even in my list.
I have a lot of games here that I love, but they're not like my favorites. Like there's a lot of games here too that are good, but they're not my favorites. Am I next? No,
it's Putty.
No, it's Putty.
Oh, it's my number 2 already? I thought I just said until mine's. Okay.
That was your number 3.
Yeah, okay. My number 2 is a Caps again, but I didn't do the whole series because Infinite sucks, and that is Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. The introduction of Deadpool, and man, his abilities were freaking awesome. I love it. You get to use.
I knew you were going to see Deadpool at least another time on this list.
You get to use the health bar as a weapon in that game. Come on, that's breaking.
That was pretty innovative. You got to give it that.
Oh my god, man!
I won't, but I'll give you my number 2.
This is a no. Go ahead. Sorry, I'm just going to go off anyway. Go ahead.
Go for it.
I'm frozen
before he cuts you off again.
My number 2 is Spider-Man Maximum Carnage.
There was the one I was looking for. Yep, that was the one I so wanted to put.
That is my top honorable mention. I'll say that now. It did not make the list, but is my top honorable mention. My number 2 is Ultimate Alliance. The series in general.
It doesn't surprise me.
The series.
Even 3. It's a surprisingly fun game on the Nintendo Switch.
Switching.
Buddy.
Oh, number 1. Number 1 for me. I'm sorry. I'm making the whole series for this one. And that is Spider-Man 2018 and Miles Morales as my number 1.
Okay, well, my number 1, it's going to be a little bit different, so nobody judge me here. It's Spider-Man on the PS4. Not the Miles Morales one, just Spider-Man.
Okay, that works.
My number 1, going once again with what I did in the last list, it's the Lego Marvel Superheroes 1 and 2.
I'm down with that.
That was maybe on my list, and I maybe took it off.
That's what happened.
I just have so much fun with those games. Like, it's just the hours of gameplay that you have just trying to unlock everybody. Just trying to unlock every character, and it's like such deep cut characters too. Like it's so much fun.
No, I'm very familiar. I played it, but it's just like I said. Oh my god, we actually talked about that last list. What are we talking about? Anyway, but no, it's just again for me, it's kind of like when I wasn't into like Minecraft, even though I do love Minecraft. It's just I love the characters, but I want to see them like the realistic way, not Lego, and that's the only reason why that didn't really make my list.
I agree. I understand what you're saying, but I like generally need you to understand that this is the best handled that like any superhero comic book characters.
That's what I'm saying. I literally have it.
You didn't even play the Batman one.
Like, okay, play it. No, I did. I told you I didn't. Whatever. Okay. All right.
All right. So my number 1 honorable mention is X-Men Origins Wolverine.
My number 1 honorable mention is X-Men arcade game, Maximum Carnage.
all 9 and Deadpool.
I can't help it. There were so many good Marvel games. I can't wait to go to honorable mentions.
So because Maximum Carnage was already mentioned on the list, I'm going to go. My second number 1 was Hulk Ultimate Destruction.
That's on there as well. Yep.
I kept my list very short. I'm getting better at listing and not just putting down every game I thought of, Putty. But I mean, we already knew this was coming in a Marvel list.
Yeah.
So you said 1. You said, okay, I'll go again. I had the Lego Marvel series was my next option. It was originally on my list and I removed it. because I just kept finding games. I was like, oh, I can't believe I forgot about this game. Like,
Yeah,
I didn't
that
even have
happened on this
Spider-Man on
list.
my list. Spider-Man,
The PS1 Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2 on the
Spider-Man
PS2 is not on
There's so much
anybody's list.
Spider-Man.
Yeah,
But
lots of
Spider-Man
That's
Spider-Man.
on mentions,
2018
yeah.
is the maybe like a sorry Batman. It's maybe the best experience in a superhero game that I've ever had. Like, just being able in the free roam sense, like just goofing off in the game is amazing.
Yeah, just finding all the backpacks, finding all the landmarks. Like it was a lot of fun.
I was just goofing off all over the place.
Another great Spider-Man game. Our favorite word is sharded dimensions.
Oh, I love sharded dimensions.
I'm surprised with you guys naming Marvel Ultimate Alliance. No one mentioned X-Men Legends.
That was there. It was there.
Okay,
It started it.
It might be on my list. X-Men Legends 2, though.
Rise of Apocalypse.
I put my mentions both of them. That, and like I said, there's other ones here like Marvel superheroes, and then
okay. Well, here I might as well just say my last honorable mention because Putty said Legends was one of them. X-Men Children of the Atom.
That was my next pick too.
Yeah,
it was the first X-Men fighting game.
And my list is done.
Oh, I still have one more in the fighting genre too.
Of course it is. Let me get Soul Calibur or something.
No, it's X-Men versus Street Fighter.
Yeah, Capcom, Marvel vs. Capcom is better.
It was a little bit better.
No, of course, but that's why it's an honorable mentions. Call on that.
Yeah, that's
but
fair.
It was the first time I remember playing on PlayStation for the first time and getting to play the X-Men versus like Wolverine versus Ryu was like, oh, I was in heaven. You know what I mean? Like it was just a dream for me. So and this is before Ultimate the Marvel. Yeah.
Oh, there was Marvel Superheroes, the fighting game too. That's
the one I was just talking about. Yeah.
I got Punisher on the Xbox too.
Oh, I love. Oh yes, you get to actually punish people and get them to try to push them to the point of like just give you information.
Yeah.
It was one of the first.
You torture them basically. Yes. There's one where you're holding the guy on a cutting board and you're dangling like a rack of knives over his head.
I know what game you're talking about. Yeah. I know exactly. But
you get to throw the baker in the oven
on one of the consoles. It was on two Xbox and PlayStation, right?
Yeah, and it was censored on the PlayStation a little bit more.
Yeah,
was it? I didn't know.
Yeah, that. One of them has no blood. It's black like goo.
I played on the 360.
Like it goes. The death scenes I think go to black and white, so you don't see.
It goes to black and white. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
but on Xbox it's not. On Xbox it's all out.
You got the full gore.
Yeah,
and Kevin Nash makes an appearance. Big, sexy, too sweet.
Does he still look like Waldo?
Yes, he does. Well, technically, that was a movie tie-in game.
Yeah. It's
the
Thomas Jane one, right?
Yeah.
I just realized I think 90% of your guys' list was on my honorable mentions too, like Guardians of the Galaxy.
I played a lot of Marvel in the Sega Genesis Super Nintendo days.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Like even some of the early games, like Arcade's Revenge.
Yeah. Yes, and NES and everything.
Yeah, there was a Sinister Six game on the NES. Like
there was also the X-Men game, the literal just X-Men game that they had on the NES.
Spider-Man game on Genesis, the one I always talk about. That was like impossible to beat the forklift. Like for some reason, the forklift was the boss. But yeah, I played that game forever.
Now, what about? There's one you guys didn't mention. What about X2 Wolverine's Revenge? I know it wasn't as good as Origins, but I liked it.
Origins was like such a special game at the time, and especially because the movie was so bad that like playing the other ones didn't even matter anymore. Like I get what you're saying though. I don't think it's bad. I just think after you played that, you're like, okay, what the hell is this?
Of course, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like
what I liked about Origins too is the fact that you actually see him healing. Like you could be all mangled up from battle, and you see his like skin closing.
Didn't it have
the chopper
wasn't Hugh Jackman the voice in the movie? I mean, in the game.
I believe it was.
It was one of the games that pushed the limits of the graphics for the Xbox, the original.
Yeah,
Xbox.
because I remember it had all those chopper scenes and a bunch of those things that were
the Xbox was on 360. It was on 360, I think.
360, yeah. Yeah, 360.
No, wasn't it was original Xbox?
No, it was on the 360. It was one of those. It was one of the first games that really pushed the graphical hardware of the Xbox 360.
Okay. You know what's a game I forgot? I'm just gonna say it now because I forgot it, and I feel like I'm gonna get hate for forgetting that this is one of my favorite games, and I'm gonna retroactively add this to my list. It's Blade 2. I cannot believe I forgot about Blade 2.
Oh my god, that actually was a good game
ever.
Too.
Me and my cousin, Bargo's brother, Shake and Bake, we rented that game so many times, and then he bought it, and we played it forever. And it was just like he used to just say all his catchphrases, and it was like, oh my god, ooh, so exciting. And it was like it was actually him, right? And he would do all the stuff. Oh my god, it was so dope.
That's right. Snipes did voice it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of felt like the Matrix game.
Enter the Matrix
Enter
kind of
the
thing.
Matrix, yeah. Like the way that the gameplay was.
Same era, wasn't it?
Yeah, similar type of graphics. Like honestly, like it's a really fun game. It might not be one of the better Marvel games, but so much fun.
Any other honorable mentions you guys? I think that's.
If we're just talking about good Marvel games, I mean, we could literally go forever.
Oh yeah, there's so many.
DC was like, okay, so from the beginning of time until now, we're just gonna give you Batman, and then Marvel was like, we'll give you just Spider-Man, but like every once in a while, we're gonna throw you a curveball
with some
X-Men. It's gonna be a dope game, yeah. There was X-Men and Spider-Man a lot.
Yeah,
the Hulk game was really good.
Yeah, Ultimate Destruction, like it gets a lot of love now, but when it came out,
Even
it wasn't.
The other Hulk game, what was the Xbox Hulk game?
It was just the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah,
Incredible Hulk. Well, that was with the movie, right?
Yeah,
that was better than the movie. Good game.
Yeah, and
easy
1,000 gamer points.
Better than movies. There's a lot. When it came to Marvel side, I should say, it felt like a lot of the games were much better than movies early on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, I just remember getting a copy of the Ultimate Alliance, the first one.
Yeah.
Putting that in and being like, what the hell is this?
Well, the first major boss, isn't it Fin Fang Foom?
Yeah. But it's crazy because you're like, there's so many characters to choose from. And then when you get to the point where you, like, let's say you're using Iron Man, Wolverine, whatever, your team that you've been using for a while, and they're all high level and super powered, but then you unlock like someone else that you've been waiting for this guy you get Blade, and you're like, oh, I gotta have Blade, but he's low level. So then someone you or your buddy has to stay as Blade to make sure they level up to be as good as everybody else, because when you rotate through the characters, you don't get as much experience, right?
Yeah, there's no XP share.
Yeah, so you gotta you would have to keep like Iron Man was like a glitch in all of the games. You need Iron Man on your team.
Yeah,
Iron Man is so strong.
He was OP as hell in those games
because he can fly too.
And I feel like Ultimate Alliance was the first time that they were like, you know what, we can show you how we can combine the powers of all the characters. You know what I mean? Like when I saw the Avengers movie, like I know that this stuff might have referenced in the comic books, but when I first saw Iron Man shoot his blast at Captain America's shield, first thing that popped in my head, Ultimate Alliance.
Ultimate Alliance is the team up of. But what I liked about Ultimate Alliance too was, like, for example, it's a party of 4. So if you have, like, you get a stat boost if you have like Reed Richards, Sue Storm, Johnny Blaze, and freaking Ben Grimm. Campbell. Exactly.
Party of 5.
Party of 5, and Scott Wolf in the Double Dragon movie.
Double Dragon.
No, but it's true. You used to get like stat boost if you have certain characters teaming together. Like, if you had Mystique, Storm, Rogue, and I forgot the other one, it would be like the Femme Fatale. So you have like 50% damage bonus. Like,
there was also like if you had different characters that all had a specialty that the other ones didn't have, you also got a bonus for that. So like look, so this is me going back to, I remember you needed Wolverine for like close combat because he could take a lot of damage. You needed Iron Man because he could fly and he could shoot. Storm was like OP. Storm's special would kill everything on the whole
she'd
screen.
she'd clear the screen.
And then the fourth person didn't really matter who you had. We would put in like Thing a lot because he was like take a lot of damage, or Blade when we got Blade. Blade was crazy when you get Blade.
Ghost Rider too. He had that motorcycle attack that would clear the screen too. But
that game's so sick. We should play that game again.
We should. I own it on the Xbox. Maybe we should stream it one night.
We should stream it 3-way. We're gonna send Putty an Xbox.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't have an Xbox though.
Don't worry, we'll get you one.
Yeah, I forgot. And the thing is, it started, like you said, it started with those X-Men games, X-Men Legends, and it built up and built up. And like I liked the Civil War storyline of Alliance 2 better than I liked the movie.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, come on, the movie's pretty good though.
The movie's great.
It was good, but like the game was just you were so thorough.
Let's not shame the movie. It's one of the best Marvel movies.
In general, I like Civil War though. And the game when they didn't.
You know what I don't like is Civil War 2.
Yes. We're talking about comics that rehash old tropes, like the death of Superman. Civil War 2 was exact, and then there was Civil War 3, A versus X.
I never read the later Civil Wars. I only read the
Civil War
Civil
2
War.
is basically the same thing, except it's Captain Marvel against Iron Man, I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
That sounds even more boring than.
It's basically the exact same story.
Whatever. Captain America is much better storyline for that than Captain Marvel in my eyes.
Was Avengers versus X-Men was Captain America versus Cyclops, basically.
Yep.
Or Cyclops went evil. Kind of. But not
well,
really.
It's not like the first time he's not evil. Can we not? I mean, like, there's been several times Cyclops went bad.
No, but I really liked when he was like when he's indoctrinated by Magneto and he joins the Brotherhood. I really like that.
He becomes Biclops.
Biclops.
It's just normal.
Or Triclops from the He-Man cartoon.
Yeah, and eye spins around and everything. That's a show a lot of kids don't know about, but anyway.
Well, there's always the Kevin Smith one.
Hey, my videos popped off on those, so I'm down for that one.
Yeah, I like it.
Did you really?
We definitely went.
I really liked it.
Really?
And I hate He-Man.
I did. I liked it too.
I think so. This is we're way off topic again, but I think the reason I liked it is because I disliked the actual He-Man cartoon.
You don't have the same nostalgia that I had for He-Man.
And I get what people are saying, but at the same time, it's like this one develops such a good story. And spoilers, 3, 2, 1. I know that it's mostly not about He-Man.
Yeah, he's not. That's why it's called Masters.
A good story that I was like, I didn't even care, and because I have no attachment to He-Man, I was able to enjoy this story. Where the He-Man fans are like, "Where's He-Man?" And I get it, but
see, here's my thing, and I might be the middle ground here. When I did my review, some people actually in the comments agreed with me this. The original show is called He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Okay, I understand it. I grew up with it. I literally have a picture of me opening Castle Grayskull as a little kid. I didn't send that picture to you guys, by the way, but having me opening it. But the thing is that show was one of those things like kind of like G.I. Joe, where it did the same thing over and over again each episode. I was happy to see it grow, and that's the reason why it wasn't called He-Man Master Universe. It's just called Masters of the Universe Revelation. You know what I mean? Like it was something different.
I think because there was such a hype built around it that like all the news outlets, IGN, GameSpot, they were all saying the new He-Man series, Yeah, see, that's when it was not a He-Man series. Yeah. And at face value, the fact that it's not a He-Man series, and don't get me wrong, Sarah Michelle Gellar as a voice actor, she is fantastic. Like she has really found her groove as a voiceover artist. Mm-hmm. She is very, very good. And then you have the likes of Mark Hamill in there.
He's so good.
Skeletor.
And you have Kevin Conroy, for crying out loud, is in this show. Like he's
Joker
Merman.
And Batman are in He-Man.
Yeah. Yep.
So, like, I mean, I get it. And for me, I think it's more watching it with that nostalgia factor because I grew up with the original Masters of the Universe cartoon with that goofy Skeletor. You know what I mean? Like,
but see, I guess for me also what's fun about it is when I was doing my review, what made me so excited was seeing the toys that I played with growing up.
I love how those selfless plugs in there when I just doing my review.
Check out my review.
But I don't mean
on Putty 7.
No one's even gonna find it. No one's even gonna find it. Don't worry about it. Anyway,
on Putty 8.
My point's
like ESPN.
The 8, the Ocho.
The Ocho.
Anyway, my point's little thing was, and I know we sidetracked. It's just
on TSN 5.
I liked how they pointed out the toys, and they had a lot of characters that were toys that never came on the old show. So it was nice to see those getting some love.
Like Stinkor, voiced by Jason Mewes.
I'm so happy about that, even though it's short.
Listen, Kevin Smith having a property like that is what makes me, as a fan of nerdy things, happy. Because he is doing justice to it. I get why people don't like it. If you don't like it, that's fine, but it's not a bad show.
I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it as much as I thought I would.
But I understand the reasoning why people don't like it. But to say the show is bad because it doesn't have a lot of He-Man is just selfish, because it's not bad. Like, we shouldn't have the show taken away because everyone boycotts it. You know what I mean? Like, It's a fine show. And just for everyone to hate me more, I have so much fun with the movie, and Courtney Cox
who doesn't?
in that movie is such a babe.
I hate it because they
Billy Barty
into Orko, but either way, I still love it. It's just so over the top.
And Frank Langella went all
babe level. Yeah, he went all in.
Well, I was gonna say I got excited to talk about this too. Do you remember there was a kid that won a contest for the original movie, and he plays a character that literally hands Skeletor the scepter?
It was you.
Well, no, it wasn't me. But my point to the thing is, they returned that character in this new series. He's in Masters of the Universe, the Revelations. Yeah, and they brought not the kid, but they brought the same character that kid played in the movie.
Oh, gee,
back
that's
as an Easter egg into the show.
That's
like
funny.
there was so many great.
Yeah,
Easter
but see what I
eggs.
mean? That's why you want someone like that to have their hands on it.
Exactly.
Let him do a new Transformers or a new
Mask.
like,
Who remembers
Joe.
Mask?
Mask, yeah.
Yes, I had the little mask figures. You put the helmets on, the cars would convert into planes and all those kind of things.
Global Assault
Oh my
Spy
God,
Command or something, whatever they were called.
Like you would have a car that turns into a helicopter. But like you get two vehicles in one,
Just
and
like
you get a
Kevin
action
Smith
figure.
remake the
Every
real
80s
Ghostbusters.
cartoon.
The real Ghostbusters.
Yes, I'm down.
Yeah.
Wait,
With
so we
the
gotta just
cast
stop
from
topic.
Ghostbusters 2016.
Hey, let's have him make some Marvel stuff and make them into games, and we can get back into our topic.
Again, we nostalgic properties instead of comic books. Now we're talking about nostalgia.
How about you let him write? This is what we should do. Take all the movies that were gonna be made, like give me Nicolas Cage Superman as a game.
Okay.
Totally.
Yeah, I'm down.
I take that. I take that.
Because I want to see what his story is like. Like you're telling me people are not going to buy a Kevin Smith written game? People are going to buy it.
But Nicolas Cage has to do the voice of Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, bro.
And he has to be, like 100% over the top Nicolas Cage. Like,
yeah.
All right, I'm Superman now.
Do you feel the kryptonite in my veins?
Do you feel it?
I named my son Kal-El.
I want the bad guy to be Lobo, played by Keanu Reeves, but Keanu Reeves from Point Break.
Keanu Reeves from Constantine.
Keanu Reeves from Bill and Ted.
Whoa.
They both will just get together at the same time and be like, whoa. And then a NASCAR drives by and it goes, ka-chow.
Like the one you posted the other day.
Yeah, exactly.
It's my variant.
This is my variant.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is
that was
off the rails.
so good.
Bad.
There you go.
Age of Apocalypse.
Age of Apocalypse.
I'm trying to bring it back. I thought
One-hand Wolverine.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, there's no hand.
The one-handed Wolverine with the stumpy.
The stump.
Hey, that stump is good for like dough if you're trying to make a pizza.
He pound or tenderizing meat.
One hand cuts the meat, one hand pounds
the meat. See, he slices and pounds. There you go. That didn't look good.
Yeah, it doesn't work out well for him.
I feel bad for him. No,
I
I hope to God he's not left-handed because
unless he has like a fleshlight on that stub.
I mean, you never know, right? It is the future. It is the future.
We've gone R-rated on this one.
At least we went back to Marvel. How about that?
But I mean, I have no other games on my list. How about you guys? Well, Deadpool. I had to mention that, Putty. I couldn't not say
not a bad game. I never understood why nobody liked it.
What I liked about it was the level design wasn't great, but I liked the fact that it was able to poke fun at itself for being a game.
I mean, the thing is, they did take any intelligence that Deadpool might have had, but I feel like as a game, they understood the humor and the fourth wall breaking. So there's so many times, especially like when you're smacking around Wolverine, like little things like that where you're smacking the button is so much fun. And it even happens later on. The stuff with Psylocke, like every little thing when they're mentioning X-Men is just a joke.
Is that what they call it? When he's smacking the button?
Wait till we get to the next list. Anyway, but
yeah, but I mean the fact that Mr. Sinister was the main villain who does not get enough love. Mr. Sinister does not get enough love.
Well, he definitely did, Matt, for sure. Yep.
Yeah. And we'll end it on that, guys. Thanks again for joining us. All their stuff will be in the description below. It's going to be a little too long because I don't know if I can fit all of Putty's channels on there, but
ESPN,
ESPN 8, the Ocho. On that note, everyone, thanks a lot, and we'll see you next time.
What do you mean?